Imagine. Yeah. Right. Upon your upper down, face the east. You say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abinawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayat. Shamkat. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'at. Batazaka. Hayat. Aisha. Barakazah. Kawak. Hayat. Mashamayim. Natan. Nanawa. Nakam. Ko. Yawam. Wasalakana. Kabawatna. Kasalakna. Kabawatna. Wala'at. Tabiyana. Namsawan. Bo. Awshana. Mayan. Ra. Kayat. Lakab. Malakwa. Wahala. Watapara. La'ulami. Amen.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Amen. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Yaba'at. Azari. Ma'an. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa'aratazah. Al-Yatan. Lamawat. Wagalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'at. Yanawam. Wala'at. Yasham. Shalmar. Yasha. Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Zalka. Aliyah. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashamas. La'at. Yakaka. Yakaka. Barak. Allah. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makarai. Yashamar. Atnapach. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'at. Wamawak. Ma'ayat. Why? Avalon.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes. To the hills. From whence comes my help? My help coming from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. Even forevermore.
Pray for the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Shemi Awashah. Athan Akat. La Rapa'ah. Kalmakala. Kal Marawa. Akat. Ladahar.
Montezerai.
Akat. La Hakwayim. Hamakim. Akat. Al-Rakawat. Atak. Hatama'al. Lagarson. Baal Shemi Awashah.
The power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the
Power
dead.
to raise the dead.
Power against unclean
Power
spirits.
against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name of
Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Pray to bless Israel and the evil. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Barak Manaw.
Barak Manah.
Wayah Shai.
Vayashala.
Wahabayah.
Vahabayah.
Sapar.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magun.
Hagan.
Hagun.
This time you can say the name of the loved one once, and everyone repeats that name once.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
July School UPK.
ISUPK Minnesota.
ISUPK Minnesota.
Kodash Ayan.
Dar Zion.
Tarak.
Sarak.
Amangabal.
On the ball.
Kanagabal.
Not the ball.
Takaya.
The guy.
Kabad Tabak.
About the bat.
Kabad Dabal.
About the ball.
Yakudash.
Yahudah.
Tawala.
Tawala.
Tim.
Tim.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Sadaryala.
Sakaryah.
Bakar Down.
Cardon.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Bakawana.
Kawana.
Yaparakat.
Barakat.
Azara.
Azar.
Kawak.
Kawak.
Ainawak.
Anwak.
The Rollins family.
Rollins family.
Paulette.
Paulette.
China.
John.
Kalani.
Kalani.
Salaki. China.
John.
Marshall.
Marshall.
Marshall Sr.
Marshall Senior.
Sarabia.
Zerag.
Zion.
Zion.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Angels.
Angels.
Generals.
General.
Captains.
Captain.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Students.
Students.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All the sword of Israel.
All of the sword of Israel. July School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
James.
Jamie.
Whitney.
Whitney.
Annalie.
Annalie.
Macdash family.
Mexico's family.
Raphael.
Raphael.
Zariah.
Zaryala.
Young man B.
Young man B.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Rapayala.
Bayad.
The Bar Mach.
Barma.
Ramak Yala.
Makyad.
Ramak. Of Kaya Awad.
Family of Kiyah War.
All of Israel.
Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
Wadaman.
Waraman. Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us and Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless He'll shield protect.
Bless you, should protect.
Loved
Our
ones.
loved ones.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name
Shai.
of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Adam Yalakah.
Adam Yalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Atakaras.
Wal-Tasquat.
Wata Squat.
Oh.
Oh.
Kiyana.
Yahana.
Awadika.
Awabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yaham Yawan.
Ya'as.
Ah.
So like your Raj.
Raj. There you go.
Alamaka.
Alamaka.
Ya'ariyama.
Yarayam.
Sawadah.
Sawara.
Wayata Ya'arikazawa.
Yatas Hazawa.
Al-Tazmuquan.
Atazakomka.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Lakawa.
Akwa.
Wanakayadam.
Nakayadam.
Magalia.
Magaria.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yashal.
Shamya Sa'al.
Aiwara.
Aiwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawatazawa.
Natizawa. Is N-A-I-T. Natizawa. Oh, Slavic. Yeah, you said it. You know, said it a lot. Yeah.
Nawatazawa.
Now, Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakarwa.
Yakawa.
Ayika.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarapa.
Yakaraki.
Ahali.
Ahari. Adawam,
Wayashamai,
Vayashmai,
Alayam,
Alai,
Mawaba,
Wahab,
Wahagari,
Wahagari,
Gabal,
Kabal,
Wa'amua,
Wabwa,
Wa'amalat,
Amalak,
Palashat,
Alashat,
Amishabi,
Alishabi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gamasawar,
Gamasawar,
Nalawa,
Alawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Sarawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Banya Lawat,
Salat,
Salat,
Aisha Laham,
Ashalaham,
Kamadi,
Shemadi,
Kasiyasara,
Kasayasarai,
Kayabi,
Kayabi,
Manakal,
Wanakor,
Koyashwan,
Koyashma,
Nasamaru,
Nashamabu,
Behind the hour,
Behind the Hour,
Hayawa,
Kayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
Ladam,
Ladam,
Satam,
Santam,
Nariya Mawa,
Naamalo,
Kairaf,
Kaira,
Wakazab,
Wakasaab,
Wakazabat,
Kazabat,
Wakazol,
Kapizo,
Manai,
Manai,
Ka Nasa Yakam,
Kasana Kampu,
Asad,
Ashar,
Amaru,
Amar,
Nayurasha,
Narisha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ah, Naawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Alahayat,
Alahaya,
Sayatamwa,
Sanatamwa,
Kagalula,
Kagabu,
Kakwas,
Kakwas,
Kapanya,
Kapanya,
Rauka,
Raka,
Kash,
Kash,
the Byra Yaiwa,
the Byray Aya, Silabi, the Byray Aya,
Wakalahaba,
Rakabla,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Hayam,
Haryam,
Kam,
Kam,
Dardatan,
Daradaka,
Asayaka,
Asarika,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapatka,
Hatka,
Dabalaham,
Dalaham,
Malaat,
Mala'a,
Panya,
Panya,
Palawam,
Palawan,
Waya,
Raya,
Bakwaswa,
Kwash,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabaswa,
Bash,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Palawam,
Palawan,
Waya,
Raya,
Bakwaswa.
Kwash.
It's like that.
Yeah,
I got it. It's a lot.
You know, so that.
All right, so, Waya,
I supplicate power structure. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
Heaven and earth.
And all things living.
All things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh listen to us now. Right now. See evils and curses. And punishment destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Like prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the schools. See evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force the riches. To enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nations. And the drug dealers. The court systems. The prison systems. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Positive massages. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Works of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. The cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any thy people. That seek to stop us. To bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. But try to stop us. From broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief. And the murder. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael and Gabriel. Come down to flying saucers. Punish all the heathen that come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. That have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. So be it. So. All right. Go ahead. Put it down. Go to one more time. Sorry.
Like outside.
Which means to be seated. All right, so we just got done with the prayers. By the way, give second priest a hand. Y'all gotta understand, Psalms 83 can be sometimes a little, difficult. It can be a good, tongue twister for you. All right, it's the longest prayer besides the power structures that we have to read. So that brother did amazing. Something I always commend everybody that reads it and take their time. And what's very important, the brother wasn't prideful about how he read it. He really took his time and he asked, how to pronounce it correctly. That's something that you're going to see all the time. You want to be very mindful because you don't want to butcher these prayers.
Right.
Because this has something to do with the Lord.
Right.
You need something good? Go ahead. Whatever you're trying to do, go ahead. You fine. Just try not to make so much noise, all right? Okay, I appreciate it. So yeah, that was very perfect. All right. See what I'm saying? He no offense to anybody else, but this brother did better than what most people might do. And that's no shame for anybody else, because some people might be learning the Psalms 83. And even to this day, I get a little tongue tied because it is a little rhythm for it, but it might it might slip up a little bit. All right, so that was good on that. Good job on that. We are going to get into Ezekiel the 8th chapter, starting with verse 1 all the way to verse 7. All right, you may begin at any time.
Come.
All right.
Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 1. Yeah. Bashakat. It's like about Bashana. Hashashat. Bashashat. Bachmashat. Bachdash. Anya. Yausha. Babiakia. Was a Kwanya. Yawada. Yausbain. Lapanya. Watapal. Yad. Sham. Yad. Adanya. Yahweh. It's like in verse 2. Wa Wana. Damwa. Kamara Ash. Mamara. Nathaniel.
You all right?
Walamata. Ash. Mama Tanya. Walamaida. Kamara. Zahar. Kayan. Hakishamal. Hakishamal. Waisalak. Tabayana. Yad. Wayakakwanya.
That long word.
I did that just with the
Yes. I don't know what it is about that meeting. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But desire, Raashia, Batasha, Atyat, Rawak, Bayan, Paratazat, Wabayan, Hasemayan, Bataba, Atyat, Yawawash Lama, Bamurawak, Bamurawak, Alahayan, Oh, Patak, Shaiwa, Papanyan Maat, Papanyan Mayat, Papuana, Pasapawana, Song, Mausha, Samla, Aquana, Aquanana, Aquanaa, Hamakuna, Wana Sham, Kabuwa, Alahaya, Yashar, Kamara, Asar, Rayakya, Bakwai, verse 5, Bayamar, Aliyah, Ban, Adam, Sha'ah, Na'ah, Ayanya, the rock. That's for one. Washa, Ayanya, the rock, Azpuna, Wana, Azpuna, Lashaira, Hamazabak, Samal, Quanaa, Hazak, Baba'a, or 6. Wayama, Alyak, Banadam,
That's in verse 5.
just like verse 6.
Okay.
Ara'at, Athat, Maham, Mahaham, Ashayon, Tawa'ibwa, Dawa, Ashar, Bayat, Yashar, Aishiyon, Ba'at, Larakwa, Malak, Ma'at, Makdash, Waiwat, Tasharat, Tarat, Tarabia, Tabawat, Tabawa, verse 7. Wayaba, Atyat, Oh, Atat, Hakzar, Wa'ara, Karakai, Bakuya,
Yeah, no sound. All right, that brother did a good job. Of course, second priest over there, Officer Mongabar. We read into Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, verses 1 through 7. If you were following along, now we're going to translate it into the English. All right, let's get to it. And this is also a powerful precept, or vision, I should say. All right, just real quick before you get into it. Once again, the last few chapters pretty much pertain to the condition of Israel, meaning what the Most High was going to do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans if they did not obey the Most High. All right, and that's a big thing because the things that Ezekiel spoke about is happening today. All right, you have to read it there instead. Oh no, never mind. So I thought you had your Bible. I thought you had to read it there instead. Oh, okay, that's right. I should put that in the book.
I just wanted to.
Okay, that's what. All right, that's what. Yeah, it's not all the way after, by the way. Just to let you know. All right, so. All right, so yeah, you go. You may go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Most High Power fell thereupon.
Right. So of course, the elders of Judah, see what I'm saying, or otherwise, like the elders would be some like the generals, in a sense. They were with Ezekiel. And of course, what happened was he fell into what is called a trance. Don't start thinking of witchcraft. Don't start thinking of, magical things. See what I'm saying? Anybody can fall into a trance. You can faint, have a vision, have a dream, in a sense, but vision and dreams are two different things. A dream is something that you just dream about. It's not real. It's based off of what is called your subconscious. When you have a vision, that's something that's going to happen in the future, which is called a prophecy as well. Okay, it's something that it's not something that you unsee. Yeah, I think we just had this conversation, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like it's something that sticks to your mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? In your subconscious dream, you may see things floating around, pigs flying, just things that you don't see in real life. All right. But with Ezekiel, he's going to explain what he saw. Keep going.
Verse 2. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire.
The likeness as the appearance of fire. He's describing something that he's seen. It's not fire, but it's the likeness or the appearance of it, which is not the same thing necessarily. All right? Think of it as a metaphor. Figurative language. Keep going.
From the appearance of his loins, even downward.
Mm-hmm.
And from his loins, even upward.
What does that mean? Anybody? Go ahead.
Head to toe.
Head to toe. His body was like, in a sense, on fire. Right? What also could that represent? This should be a great example to think of in Revelations. That's a hint. Go ahead.
That might be roots.
I'm willing to hear.
But the appearance of fire in this case is more talking about like his glory, his kind of aura, his presence.
Right.
The light that he's putting out.
Yes.
Versus
yes.
what I was thinking about initially in Revelation is how Yahweh side lived as if he was burnt in the furnace.
Right. Yes. Also, too, there's a flip side as well. You want to keep reading if you understand it. Once you get to the third verse, it should make more sense. Also, I have precepts. Go ahead.
And as the appearance of brightness as the color of amber.
Mm-hmm. So you're right about that, but there is a flip side. Keep going.
Verse 3. And he put forth the form of a hand. It took me by a lock of my head.
Right. So also, so there's another precept where it talks about someone had got pulled by the strands or strings of their hair. You see what I'm saying? Once again, still a vision. You know what I mean? An angel. It talks about how an angel pulled somebody by their hair and took them up to a different place. All right? Because when you have a vision, that's something that is spiritual. So you're saying things that's not actually happening. You could be sitting here, dozing off, daydreaming, and something spiritual is happening to you. You're somewhere else, you're not here. Your body's here, but your spirit is somewhere else. Once again, not to make it sound Christian, not to make it sound all spooky ooky. You see what I'm saying? But things happen to you, like even when you dream. Sometimes you think that a dream is a dream, but it's not. It can be a vision. And when you know it's a vision, you really know. See what I'm saying? I've been taught that when you see something and you really see it, good night. That's a vision. But it has to be verified by a man who is specialized in that field.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's why the sister Deborah or Deborah in the Hebrew, she went to a man of the Lord and told the vision of what was going to happen to a certain man who was very much in power. And it came to pass. Came to pass meaning that it happened. And the spirit went through his head. When the dude was in the tent, you know what I'm talking about? A prophet of the Lord had killed an evil man. Okay, no sweat. It's all good. No sweat. So yeah, so this sister had went to a prophet of the Lord, told the prophecy of what was going to happen, and then, of course, it actually did happen because she told that man. And the prophet of the Lord, he put two to two together, and he found that wicked man and killed him. All right. He went into his tent when he was sleeping, and she actually set it up too, which was very clever. But it's all in righteousness. She had set it up, and he came to finish the job, and he died. All right. Keep going.
Verse 3. And he put a hand forth, and he put forth the form of a hand, and took me by a lock of mine head, and the spirit lifted me up between the heaven and the, it's like between the earth and the heaven, and brought me in the visions of God to Jerusalem.
Right. This is how you know this is a vision, because it just said it for one. And of course, you know what I mean? Of course, today we don't see no one literally getting pulled by their hair to see a goddamn vision.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like the Most High is not, he's not cruel, he's not violent in that sense to his children. But he's trying to show this man of the Lord a vision, something that he must see. This is no different from Isaiah, Esdras, Daniel. Who else am I missing? I mean, shit, at the top of the list, Yahushua. All right? So, in a lock, once again, not dreadlocks, because fake Israelites, I've seen this breakdown before. Fake Israelites say that the lock is a dreadlock. For some reason, they focus on that portion, but they don't focus on the fact that this is a vision.
Right.
A lock is braided hair. It's weave. It's called weave and something else. It's when you weave the hair. Weaving the hair is it's another word for saying like braiding the hair. You're locking it. You're sealing it, but not in the sense of an actual lock. You get what I'm saying? Kind of. You see what I'm saying? You're weaving the hair. You're pulling it and you're putting it into like a style. All right. That's what braiding is. For some reason, a lot of people don't know what the hell that is. But when you hear the word weave, you think of the actual weave. You see what I'm saying? But weave actually is you braiding the hair, all right? Okay? You're braiding, you're pulling, and you're braiding, all right? Keep going.
To the door of the inner gate that looketh toward the north. where was the seat of the image of jealousy.
Right. So Ezekiel went to Jerusalem spiritually. The Most High was showing him what was happening. Also, too, when I say the Most High as well, an angel is the one that's doing all these things. Based on certain context in the Bible, when you see Lord or God, when it's bold capital letters, it lets you know who is speaking or pertaining to. Either the Most High himself or the angels. In this sense, it's going to be the angels because the Most High doesn't come down to earth. If the Most High came down to this earth, this whole place would be burned.
Right.
Because he's too powerful for it. He's more mightier than that. All right, keep going.
Which provoke it to jealousy.
Right. Now get, as a precept, Deuteronomy 32 and 16. Just so we get more context. All right. There's a reason why the Most High showed Ezekiel this place. The jealousy which provoked the Most High. Let's see where the jealousy comes from when it comes from our Father. And he has every right to be jealous. Also, so I'll make a clear example of that as well. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, which abominations provoked they him to anger.
Is it which or with?
With.
Okay, that's what.
With abominations provoked they him to anger.
Right. You know, the Most High is a jealous God. He spoke about that in the book of Exodus. He spoke about how he is a jealous God. And also too in Deuteronomy. Because he doesn't want you serving somebody else when he created you.
Right.
You have to understand something. The Most High did not, that's like it. We did not choose the Most High. The Most High chose us. Right. When you in this fake religions, you choose your own gods. And how do you choose them? Based on your own likeness. But the Most High said in the book of Genesis that he made us in the likeness of what? Him. That should be, that should be obvious. The Most High made the rules, and we got to follow them. But when you follow Islam or Christianity, you made the rules. And your God has to do what? Follow you. It doesn't make any sense. Right. And that's ass backwards. And you know what? It took me a while to understand that. It took me a while to understand, like, damn, okay, it's really reversed. It's the other way around. No wonder that the Most High has punished us. No wonder he's very much against it. Why? And us also, too, he's a father. Now, what is a good example of that? The biological father sometimes is not agreeing with the stepfather. They don't see eye to eye sometimes. See what I'm saying? They don't see eye to eye. And there's conflict. Of course, these other guys are not real, but the Most High does not agree with it because it's, bottom line, just stupid. It's bullshit. It comes to nothing. All right, just like the fighting and the arguing and the killing behind a biological father and a stepfather. There's always some tension, most times, especially in the Black community.
Right.
And then you got the stepfather say, look, I've been more of a father than both. No, listen, stop that. If you are in the truth, you are not a stepfather to anybody's kids. You are just a brother, a mentor, and a leader. That's not your kids. But yes, of course, you can see them as your kids, but you're not the stepfather, nor are you the father. Unless that's your blood, kids. But you can be a father figure, but you're not the father.
Right.
All right? Please don't make me bring out Maury, all right? You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 4. And behold, the glory of the power of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. And then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eyes the way towards the north, and behold, northward a gate of the altar. The gate of the altar, this image of jealousy lay. lay in the, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry.
So how would you break that down? And that's very poetic. It's how it was written too, by the way. Actually, before you break that down, I'm just going to pull this precept, right? Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 30. For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it. Once again, let's think about the key points. Vision. Where was the vision taking place? It was taking place in Jerusalem. And who is this concerning? Entirely it's Israel, but at this time, because of the time period that Ezekiel was living in, it would be Judah. All right? But of course, Judah represents everybody because he's the firstborn. Okay? That's very important to know. And of course, they polluted it. How did they pollute it? With the abominations of the other gods.
Right.
And what is abomination? Who knows the definition? Take a crack at it. Go ahead.
Something detestable and unsanctioned by the Most High.
Right, meaning, in other words, vile. See what I'm saying? It's vile, very disgusting. Because abomination is classified as a disgusting sin.
Okay.
Like, it's one thing that this thing right here is a sin, but then there's another thing where it's like you really defiled yourself and defiled the Most High. See what I'm saying? Like, just give me a sin that's just like a sin. I mean, all sin is the same in a sense, but you can go the extra mile to really get nasty and disgusting with it. Go ahead.
All right, so like if you accidentally touch pork.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you at that flipping meats, they had some bacon bits in there that I didn't see on the ingredients.
Yeah.
I accidentally eating the pork, so that would have made me unclean.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Versus sleeping with a pig.
Right.
that's a jump, but
right. No. Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't want to throw up that one. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to throw up that one. Good night. Yeah. It's a lot. No, but you should. Hey, how nasty can you get? But yeah, also too, like for example, right? I'll give you a clear example. If you know a brother or sister is dealing with like a drug issue, right? Yes, it is a sin, but if you really want to go the extra mile, you will sleep for that drug.
Right.
You will defile yourself for that drug. You will just be completely immoral for that drug. But like in here, you see what I'm saying? Like, demons get destroyed in class.
Right.
When you just watch it online, yes, probably demons can get, get off you. But at the same time, it's better when you're in class, when you are around the brotherhood and the sisterhood.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I would say mainly the brotherhood because the masculinity. See what I'm saying? The law. We are the authority figures. See what I'm saying? Because sometimes sisters can fall weak. And it's good to always get counsel from the men, not so much the women. Unless you got seasoned women who just not really give you counsel, but just be like, hey, sis, don't do it. See what I'm saying? They strong enough and they won't get in your head like demons do. All right? That's the whole purpose why women also wear head wraps and why the men's head is uncovered. Okay? The woman has to wear a head wrap because demons can, what is called seeping into your mind. They can get inside your head. All right? Everybody should know what that term is. Getting into your head. Okay? All right. So, anyway, the whole sin and the pollution of this place was Jerusalem, which is our homeland. And this has everything to do with the Most High, because that's where the Most High dwells. That's where he put his people. That's where he put his stamp on. All right? Keep going.
Verse 6. He said, furthermore unto me, son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel committeth here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? but turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations.
What does that mean? What are the greater abominations? Go ahead.
So now again, we got a lot of brothers and sisters right here in the Twin Cities that may not know that they're Israelites, or maybe they're Christians and they have some familiarity with it, but they don't know the protocol that the Most High has, or the law. Right. So they might still be under this guidance of, again, food. Everything's clean. As long as you pray over the clean, they think it's clean. And they might abide by our oppressor's version of marriage. And, they can just sign another piece of paper to get rid of their wife or their husband. And then move on to the next one. So now those are definitely abominations, things that we should not be doing. But then, even the great abominations that the house of Israel committed here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary. So like, just want to make sure I'm right about this. So like, he's seen it over here, and it's like, damn, I can go over here and I don't see it too. I mean, it did mention something about a gate opening, right, and seeing the more abominable things. And then turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations. Yes. It's like you kind of looking all around, like, right, where is they doing something dirty? Right. And it seems like the next place that you look, it gets even worse. Like I would, just because of how I know Milwaukee, I would say Milwaukee's worse than over here. Okay. Chicago might be considered worse than Milwaukee. Shit. St. Louis. There you go. New York, LA. Yeah. So it's like everywhere we turning right now, we seeing them, in the house of Israel committing abominations. I actually an article and news broke not too long ago. The most dangerous cities as far as the Midwest: St. Louis, Chicago, and Minneapolis. I'm surprised. But I thought it would be Chicago first because we hear so much of the propaganda and the news about, but then again, that comes from Esau, for sure. But I never knew that St. Louis was really that dangerous. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, when I went there, I was safe. But then again, it's probably a good day. You know what I mean? It's probably a good day. I want to say Milwaukee was definitely on that list. And then you had other states like Detroit. You see what I'm saying? All just Midwest. And I was like, damn, good night. But it was very surprising to see my state on there because, yes, I know it's a little dangerous on the north side of Minneapolis, but I think it would really make the news. I just thought that this shit happens everywhere. Right. I mean, there's no such thing as a really safe place. I mean, as far as certain cities, I feel like every state has a bad city because of violence. You know what I mean? And of course, Esau is orchestrating everything, and we get all the blame. Right. Black and Hispanics and Native Americans, which is, BS. All right. But yeah, once again, and with that being said, abominable things. You're going to see abominable things that's going to happen more and more until Christ returns. So that's why we're speaking about it. And we're not encouraging it. We're trying to end it and stop it. Right. If you don't want to see your family members in a situation, if you know what I mean, and you don't want to see yourself in a situation, it's time to change your life. If you're still comfortable doing what you're doing in your life, you are going to meet your end. You are going to meet your own demise sooner or later. Maybe today the cigarettes may not, kill you. Maybe that whore may not get you killed today, but eventually that's going to kill you if you continue in it. And there's too many precepts. There's too many examples that happen in your life. There's too many things that prove and show you that if you don't change something, this is going to happen to you. You know what I mean? Actually, I remember a story about someone. Okay, they say when you smoke cigarettes, right? Of course, on the packet it tells you that it can cause cancer. Right. But the thing is,
they say that, 25 years later, it can catch up when you start smoking. That's not necessarily true. And here's why. Because what they're doing today with the cigarettes, it can speed up the process, just like those vapes. Those vapes, definitely, they blacken your lungs more than cigarettes do, quicker. But now with what they're doing, there's a new study out right now, and this is proven fact. I know somebody who actually died smoking cigarettes at a lesser time than 25 years. Now I was like, good night, that's scary. I'm like, what happened? It was like they say the autopsy says that they died from the cigarette smoke. The lungs got too black and weak, and the organ died, and the rest of them fell with the dead organ. I'm like, good night. Like, damn. You see what I'm saying? And that was a quick death. That weed too. People, for some reason, people say that you can't die from weed.
Right.
And there's so much information about it. There's so much information about dying from weed, and it can happen. What?
Their main argument is that you can't overdose.
Yes, the hell you can.
And like I've never remember seeing a case about that, but I wouldn't put it past. And especially with all the whatever they're doing nowadays. But yeah, that's their main argument, that you can't OD off weed like you would do off like coke or heroin and shit like that.
If that shit can kill you, you can definitely OD. You can OD off of any drug.
You can OD off of water.
Yes, you can.
You can OD off of water.
You definitely can, and that's a true fact. If you have too much water in your system and your body goes to overdrive, you can die. They say too much of anything can kill you, and that's everything. Like for example, like you wasn't here. It was me, sis. It was me, your pa, Azara, and my rib, right? And we was talking about the show 1,000 Ways to Die.
No, seen that.
I love that show. You see what I'm saying? But it used to scare the shit out of me, because I'm like, damn, okay, I can't do this. I can't do that because I ain't trying to die. I was a kid at the time, right? But we was talking about the show, and the sister Azara was talking about how this woman had ate too much food to the point where her stomach split open. Yeah. That can happen. See what I'm saying? It's a term for it. When that happens, I just don't know the name, but that's real. You see what I'm saying? Just think of the impossible. Anything could kill you. They say that you gotta be careful when you're using toothpicks, because if the wood splits and it hits your stomach, it can split open. Yeah. A sharp, good enough, even strand of that wood can open your ass up. And I'm just like, damn, that's weird, That's crazy. Is that like Final Destination?
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, we all get the point. All right? You go ahead.
Verse 7. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. That feels like a to be continued.
That hole in the wall, what is that talking about?
Verse 8.
If you want to, that's fine.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, the door. I mean, it's like, is there like a different representation for the hole in the wall, or is it just kind of part of the scenery of the vision?
Keep reading. Yeah, you're right. Keep reading.
And he said unto me, verse 9, and he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do.
It's a door to signify that there's something else more to see. So
the hole in the wall was to signify that there's something more than the door.
Okay.
Something more.
So yes. Then also is this as well. Okay. So think of a demon, right? So, okay. If a person has a hole inside of them, right? Things can come through.
Right.
That represents demons coming in, and of course the abominations. Because how Jeremiah explained it, it's like a person that suffers with something, affliction or demons and things of that sort. There's a hole inside of you, and the demon fills that hole. Have you ever heard the term fill the void?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing. And also too, he sees a hole, he's going to one location out the other just to see more of the wickedness. On this side, on the left side, he sees this going on. But he goes to another place, or like a portal in a sense, and he sees more abominations.
Okay.
And that's what's happening. And that's what Ezekiel is experiencing. That's why the Most High said, go through there and see what's going on over here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I know so. All right. Yeah. Unless you want to add some more to it, you got it.
No, that was again, just 7. It looks like it's starting like a new kind of
concept
portion of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And so our last verse ended right there. So then again, just like your favorite show at the end of it, something happens 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, next time with Dragon Ball Z.
Right. The next Sabbath service of the ISU became right. So we will be.
God. All right, no sweat. Is that it on that? Okay. All right. I know it's a little short this time. Salakia. That's pretty much it for now. With that being said, you probably use a margin.
Margin. Same.
Can you pull that? Yeah. Definitely the horn. But, can you pull this up for me? Bubble this up? Yeah, the what? 1 second. That's the wild. The wild, I appreciate it. Good. Yeah.
Face east. Lord's prayer and evil.
Abanaw.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kudash. Hayah. Samka. Yahweh. Malakka. Tabah. Artazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Barakaza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Natan. Lanaw. Lakam. Ko. Yawam. Wasalakana. Kabawatana. Kasalakana. Kabawatana. Wala. Tabiyana. Banasai 1. Ball. Kawashana. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Lakat. Amulakwa. Wahala. Watapara. La'ulami.
Wa'ai alumni, right?
Wa'ai alumni.
Wa'ai alumni. Okay.
Amen.
Make sure I said it right. The Lord's Prayer in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
21 in Hebrew. Asha'a.
Ayanya.
Alahari. Mayan. Waba. Yaba'a. Azari. Ma'an. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa'arakaza. Ayatan. Lamawat. Gog. Al-Yanawam. Shamar. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayasan. Shalomar. Yasha'al. Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Kazal. Aliyah. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashamash. La'a. Akaka. Wairak. Balayala. Yahweh. Shamar. Makal Shamar. Yashamar. Athnapashka. Yahweh. Shamar. Tazatka. Babuwaka. Ma'aika. Awalon.
Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes.
To the hills.
From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And not coming in. From this time forth. Even forevermore.
Prayer for the power, the Hakak in Hebrew. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Babushah,
Babushah,
the thunder now,
the thunder now,
the ka,
the ka,
la Raba'ah,
la Ba'ah,
Kal Makalah,
the
Kal Marawah,
Madawa,
the ka, la the ha,
that's a hall,
Hamatazarah,
Hamatazari,
the ka, the Hakuyam,
the Hakim,
Hamaki,
the
ka,
Ka,
Al Rakawah,
Rakawat,
Hatma'al,
that's Ma'ala,
the Garsh,
the Garsh,
Bashim Yahushah,
Shinya Usha,
the Wadaman,
the Wadaman. The power in English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Name Yahushua.
Yahushah.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
Name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. For the blessed Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Barak Lanawah.
Barak Lanaw.
So like Barak Lanawah.
Barak Lanaw.
Wayashal.
Vayashal.
Wahabayat.
Wahabayat.
Sapari.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rafa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan. This time again, you can say the name of the loved one once, everyone repeats that name.
For time's sake, with everybody that's online, go ahead and say all of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
ISUPK Minnesota.
ISUPK Minnesota.
If y'all want to add and jump in, go ahead.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. The Rollins family.
Rollins family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Yahweh. Yahweh
Shai.
Angels. Generals. Officers. Troopers. Students. Sisters. Children. All of Israel.
Bashim Yahushua.
Wadaman. Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us in Israel. In the school. Bless He'll shield protect. Loved ones. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew.
Alahayim.
Al-Damiyah
Al-Damiyah.
Al-Takarash. Al-Tashquat.
All.
Kayahna. Awabika. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Amaka. Yariyama. Sawada. Mayata. Yaitazawa. Al-Tazawapanka. Amaru. Lakawa. Wanakakidan. Magalia. Wala. Yasakar. Shamya. Aiwada. Kaya. Nawa'aitazawa. Laba. Lakharwa. Ayaka. Bariyat. Yakaro. It's a lot.
You got it.
Yakarathwa. Ahalia. Adawam. Wayashamai. Alayam. Mawaba. Wahagari. Gabal. Wa'amwan. Wa'amalak. Alashak. Aingeshabi. Nazabor. Damashawo. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarwai. Labanya Lawat. Salah. Aisha Laham. Kamagna. Kasaya Sarah. Nada. La. Yes, like it. Nada. Yab. Mawa.
It's separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kaira. Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba. Wakazal. Manai. Call Naya Saikamo. Call Nasayakamo. Ashar. Amaru. Nairashah,
Narashah,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ah, Nawa,
Nawa,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Alaya,
Ayala,
Shadamo,
Shantam,
the Galdula,
Kukogana,
Quash,
Kukwash,
the Panya,
Panya,
Rauka,
Raka,
Kaash,
Kaash,
the Byra Yaira,
the Byra Yara,
Wakalaba,
Wakaaba,
Talahat,
Balahat,
Hariam,
Hariam,
Khan,
Khan,
Garadama,
Baradakma,
Basairika,
Rasa Araka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapatka,
Patna,
Dabalaham,
Dalaham,
Malaa,
Mala'at,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kualawan,
Kualawan,
Waya,
Vaya,
Aquasha,
Wakwash,
Shamkash,
Shika,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashu,
Bashu,
Waya,
Vaya,
Mahala,
Mahal,
Ayai,
Ajai,
Waya,
Vaya,
Kapara,
Kapal,
Waya,
Vaya,
Baro,
Bab,
Waya,
Vaya,
Daiwa,
Dai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shamkash,
Shika,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labaka,
Batka,
Al-Yawan,
Ayawan,
Al-Kal Haratazah.
Alcohol, Rakasa. What else? Very good. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence.
Not thy silence,
O Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
The Lord.
thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
one.
consulted against thy head.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off for being a
let
nation.
us cut them off from being a
That
nation.
the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one
They
consent.
have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of
and the
Edom,
Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
the Garians,
the Gary,
Gabal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They have
Lot.
hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
doing to them as unto the
Known to
Midianites,
them as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as the Sisera,
as to Jabin,
Sijaben,
at the brook
the
Kison,
brook Kison,
which perished at Endor.
with Paris at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make the noise like a rib,
The nobles like a river,
and like Zeed.
like Zeed.
Yea,
Yea,
all the princes as
all
Sabbath,
the princesses of Bach,
and as Amun,
and as a moon,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
so let us say to ourselves,
the house of God in
the
possession.
house of God in possession.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like the wind,
as it stubble before the
like
wind,
stubble before the
as the
wind,
fire burneth the
as
wood,
the fire burnt the
and
wood,
as the flame set the mountains on
as
fire.
the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy
So
tempest,
persecute them with thy
and
tempest,
make them afraid with thy stone.
make them afraid with thy stone,
Fill the faces with shame,
give the faces with
but
shame,
let me seek thy
they
name.
might seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded in trouble.
let them be confounded in trouble
Forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and perish,
that men may know that thou,
that men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high of all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed is Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
name Yahweh Shah,
maybe I was shot.
listen to us now,
Who is now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and
And
curses,
he was encouraged,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against
thy
us,
prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the prince,
the priests,
the priest,
the Israelite brothers,
Israelite brothers,
in the school.
in the school.
Send evils and curses,
And he was encouraged,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
shake loose
the treasure of the rich of Israel,
treasure of the rich of Israel,
that refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
enter thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
And he was
and
encouraged,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites,
to the
and the
Edomites,
nations,
and the
and the
nations,
drug dealers,
the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
court
the
system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and all,
Roman Catholic Church,
Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Klux Klan,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinhead,
Kamatazi, the lesbian movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
the witchcraft,
Nazi space force, army,
army,
navy,
navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marine,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
the airwaves,
airways,
cable access channel,
relaxers, and
the radio channel,
Radio. with the spirit,
of any thy people
letting thy
that
people
seek to stop us
seek to stop
and
us,
bring
destruction
to all the heathen
all the heathen
that stand in the way
staying in the way,
and try to stop
try
us.
to
Birds
broadcast your word,
throughout the planet Earth,
planet Earth,
let loose all the
use
plagues,
all the plague,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro,
through the earth and consume
to
it.
the earth and consume
Let
it.
the plague shake the house thief
The plague shake the
and the murder Let Yahweh Shai come down to flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it.
So
Yeah, but that's protocol. Yeah, supposed to help you out. Go ahead. Okay. All right, that concludes the Sabbath service. Pay your tithes. June 20th, not June 21st. It's going to be the Feast of First Fruits. It was a small error, So June 20th, not the 21st. Also, 2 of the 5 weekends going to be July 22nd through the 24th. Otherwise, if y'all want to send in a donation, it's $ UPK Minnesota, all caps, on Cash App. With that being said, shalom.